that whoever wins tonight will be going up against teams from all over the world.
Yep.
Probably most notably the two Chinese teams that will be there. China gets an additional slot because they are hosting the finals this year, and that means that WE and OMG will be in that tournament because they have already qualified from China.
Well, after OMG at Worlds, even though they didn't, make it as far as maybe some people were expecting, I really, really am looking forward to seeing them play again. It was like OMG and Fnatic. And I got to say, I love watching Lemon Dogs. I don't know. I just do. Those are the three teams that I really liked watching at Worlds. So I'm glad that at least we'll get to see OMG again at WCG Global Finals.
Yeah, and this Samsung Blue team is looking so innovative, so creative.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
I love what they're doing. And remember, if you guys haven't been tuning in, earlier on, now we're on the tournament realm right now, which is the same patch that the World Championship was played on. But the early phases of this tournament were played on the live realm, and Deft was winning with Lucian. They beat the KT Bullets by using Lucian and Nidalee basically to siege people off turrets, going ahead and blowing that Lucian ult just to clear out minion waves and deal a lot of poke damage, and followed up with spears, allowed them to siege very effectively. So that is something we may see from them in the future, too.
Oh, after last week, no doubt in my mind when he hits the tournament realm, we're going to see that Trinity Force Lucian come into the pro scene pretty quick. Well, here we go, guys. Picks and bans for game number 2. CJ Blaze fighting for their tournament life against Samsung Blue. There's the Fizz and Ari bans already. And we'll see what else.
I think taking out the Elise is extremely smart by CJ Blaze. Spirit had so much lane presence with that early Sork Shoes build that he did. Just chunking people left and right. And that made it very easy for Samsung Blue to take some early towers and dragons.
Yeah, very seldom do you see such an effective early damage build on Elise like that. That was very cool to see. And there's the Zed ban, as always.
At least until he gets nerfs. And there's the Orianna being taken out as well. Now, Nidalee probably going to be the final ban here, and that is what we'll see. Both of these teams really place high priority on that, but that will cause them to give up the Corki pick.
Yeah, Emperor is quite a good Corki player, as we've seen before.
Now Shen is up again, and Chunju did a pretty good job.
Well, I think it's a really good idea to take that away from Flame. I absolutely think they should pick it again this game. And they will.
And picking up the Aatrox as well, that will put Daydream in a little bit of an awkward position. He's been playing primarily Aatrox with some Elise thrown in. So now we're going to see what else he has. Now he used to be, back when he was on Zedek Storm, quite a good Lee Sin player. So that option is probably still available to him.
Probably pretty tempting. Otherwise, Jarvan always a staple of the Korean scene and really any scene. We'll see.
I'm curious what Samsung Blue is going to do to round out this lineup right here, and they are going to give up Kassadin to Ambition.
He's a great Kassadin player too. He's had a lot of good results lately on that champ.
I wonder if they are going to want to take that Riven again. It would be pretty exciting to see that.
Yeah.
A Nasus pick doesn't make a lot of sense here, so I think they're
trolling a little bit here.
They may just be trolling a little bit.
Yeah, unless it's mid Nasus, which we have seen
once
or twice.
Mid Nasus is a fine pick, actually. It just doesn't make sense because Wither is not particularly useful on Corki or Kassadin.
Yeah.
Corki because he doesn't have that, he's a spellcaster AD, and of course Kassadin with his high mobility with Riftwalk, not going to affect him very much either. But there we go, the Thresh coming into play, and that gives good disengage and CC when Kassadin comes in. So I like that pickup so far. Flame going to be slicing and dicing on Renekton.
Well, he's seen what Renekton can do to Shen lately, so we'll see if he can do that to Shen on the other side.
Really hope we see this. Now, for those of you out there, Malzahar is occasionally played in the Korean scene, but yeah, I think it's going to be that Riven again.
Yep, it is. There it is. Mid-Riven once again for Samsung Blue. Worked out last time.
Yeah, I think that this was the obvious answer because obviously Pawn does place a value on having Riven against melee AP characters like we saw last game.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. They do have a little bit better engage this time with Aatrox and Thresh as well, so they won't have so many problems like we saw last time around.
Well, you know, too, Deft is very experienced to laning with the Thresh. His old laning partner, Flom, was one of the original pretty good Thresh players in Korea, too, so he should feel pretty comfortable with Sense on that champion. And so there you have it. CJ Blaze putting it all on the line here.
Yeah, the thing that Samsung Blue has to watch out for is that, again, they're going to find themselves pretty squishy, so chaining CC is going to be very important because they're going to have to keep the damage dealers disabled for an extended period of time just to prevent the damage from going down on them.
That's right. Well, here we go, guys. The game is loading. Samsung Blue eliminated SK Telecom 2-0. Can they do the same thing to CJ Blaze, a resurgent, strong CJ Blaze? We're about to find out, guys. Let's get in the game. All right, here we go. Set 2, CJ Blaze versus Samsung Blue. Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Welcome to the nightmare of all the top teams in Korea, apparently, having to play against this Samsung Blue team. It's not easy.
Yeah, Pawn actually starting with the Doran's Blade this time around. He's switching it up. Had that Doran Shield for a little bit more sustain last time.
3 Doran's Blades on the Samsung Blue side of things.
Well, so he will be looking to go a little bit more aggressively right here, which is exciting to see. And with both of these teams doing a little bit of interesting jungle follows, interesting jungle camps with their top laners. And look at this, Samsung Blue.
Putting some CJ wards down there.
Yeah, putting some Blaze wards down.
Yeah.
And this time, CJ Blaze absolutely not willing to go into the jungle. The pick potential is really high with Shen and Thresh.
Oh, yeah, can't blame him there.
It is pretty dangerous.
And there is a ward, so if they try to move in for that blue steal, they will be spotted immediately, but is there anything that Blaze can really do about this? No, I think they're just going to have to give this one up.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Also, Lee Sin perfectly capable of starting red and then mirroring over into that blue buff. Nice pink
even a
ward
vision
there.
ward, yeah.
Ooh, I wonder if they're... Oh, this is getting crazy, Dom.
Oh, man, it certainly is. Oh, couldn't quite get there in time. That's so Samsung Blue, isn't it? Like, well, let's see if we can just dive into lane and fight him 4v2. Oh, well, didn't work out, so we'll just steal the blue buff instead, I guess. I love these guys. They really are fun to watch, too. It's not just that they're good, it's they're pretty entertaining, too.
Yeah, they were always fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Especially at level 1. The problem is that they couldn't do much else besides that, but they've really fixed it up right now. And now we actually get to see a 2v2 lane.
Yeah. All right.
I'm excited to see this just because we know that that Deft and Emperor are both these 80 carries on the rise, and I really want to see how this laning phase goes.
A real test against the revitalized CJ bot lane of Emperor and Lust Boy. Ambition has to burn that flash.
And burning the flash once again early. I mean, Spirit has done a great job of camping Ambition so far in both of these games, and he'll be making a return trip pretty shortly. But if you look at the jungle route right there, that is actually a really weird time to come into lane and something that Ambition would not have predicted. Because what we saw was him going blue to Wolves and then coming up from behind. So not your usual timing.
Well, that flash certainly a nice little bonus early on, and I mean, it's smart to camp Ambition like that because out of the lanes on CJ Blaze right now, he certainly is the most likely to make those little mistakes early on that give away first blood. He's still kind of notorious for that, although he has been playing a lot better recently.
Wow, Pong going in, trying to harass
aggro.
Daydream a little bit. Wow, that's a lot of pressure, and he knows Ambition isn't going to be able to do anything to stop him.
Yeah. Not at about 2/3 health. Here comes Spirit again.
Spirit wants to come in for round 2. He may just fully dive this, which would be not the worst idea in the world, but Ambition healing up a little bit, courtesy of the Crystalline Flask, and
well,
it's like they're not actually going to make a play here instead.
He may just rotate around too.
Yeah. Oh, Flame is coming up for a roam.
Oh, wow.
Though.
Yeah, look at that. Flame, he's been doing this a little bit more lately, too. He's been a little bit more mobile than we've seen him in the past. And Pawn may be in a little bit of trouble here, actually. He still has Flash. He still has his Ignite, but he's on the run now. Yeah, he gets away, no problem, but that could have been a close call.
I mean, this is something that he should be used to because his teammate Chunju has been doing these kind of roams quite frequently.
Very true, yeah.
In WCG, especially with Renekton. So he was definitely wise to it. But look how much Daydream is having to spend in the middle lane right here.
Well, I mean, we saw this last game too. Spirit having a lot more leeway to roam around the map a little bit. There's a stun animation under turret. There goes the Ignite, and he gets first blood. Pawn, can he make it out? He flashes the Ignite ticking down. It's not going to be enough. And another nice first blood for Samsung Blue. Flame, a look of frustration on his face. He does not want to be, if he does not want a reputation of giving up first blood. There's a lot of reputations you can get in League of Legends, and that is probably one of the least desired ones out there.
Yeah, well, he already has it, so he's only really living up to his reputation.
He wants to get rid of it, but that's not helping.
This is incredibly dumb positioning by Ambition right here. You know you don't have Flash. He gets so close, and Pawn just hopping on him. Look at where Daydream is as well.
Yeah.
There's just absolutely nothing. Ambition, that's just a heartbreaker because of how bad of a play it was.
Well, that's just kind of what we are used to, unfortunately, seeing from Ambition, just those little positioning errors that constantly give the opposing team the edge. And CJ Blaze has been a team over time that's kind of specialized in overcoming the weaknesses of their various team members, but it's tough. And now Ambition caught again. There's a stun. He's so low. Uses that E to do a little bit of counter damage, but gets away. And now Lustboy getting taken down. Emperor getting flayed back in as well. Does Def want to chase? Not worth the trouble.
No, nobody has any mana right there. Spirit just a little bit too low as well, so smart of him to back off. And that was the price. Now, we did see that Deft had gotten behind on CS because Emperor and Lustboy had been pushing that lane so aggressively into the turret, but Spirit coming in right there with the lane gank in order to clean it up, and Daydream has pretty much just been stomping out fires in his lanes across the map right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's playing he's being forced because his lanes are doing poorly to play a very reactive style of jungling, and this is not how you typically win games as a jungler.
Now, Samsung Blue showing again that one of the things they really excel at now is kind of controlling the tempo of the early game, forcing the jungler to be wherever they want him to be rather than where he wants to be. And I don't think it's going to end anytime soon.
Yeah, Spirit getting some good deep wards in already.
Yeah, really
and
good.
Daydream, they're trying to... I don't think Pawn is going to go aggressive right now, especially Ambition changing his behavior right there. You could tell that he was much more confident than he should have been.
Well, they want to make sure nobody's going to come in and cause any problems with the Dragon. Lustboy gets a little bit too close to the pit, and he's going to pay for it. A lot of damage onto him. He's going to go down. Chunju gets that kill after coming in with the ultimate. He's stuck in the back lines a little bit, just zoning while they finish off that Dragon. There's the flash over the wall, and Samsung Blue should be able to take this Dragon pretty easily. Daydream, well, he had the Q on it, but didn't want to go in on that. Can't blame him.
And right there, up in the top lane, Flame almost managed to cancel the Stand United. He was actually warding Tribrush at the time, and Chunju used that very, very narrow window, but Flame got on top of him, but couldn't quite get the W down in time in order to stop it.
And here we are again, 8 minutes in, and Samsung Blue with a 2,000 gold lead, a couple kills, and a Dragon.
Astounding.
Really, really amazing play from these guys. I feel like a broken record when I'm saying that, but it's so true, and it just blows your mind how much these guys have improved.
Yeah, Flame is trying to take whatever advantage he can up in this top lane.
Yeah.
But going to be difficult right now. A little bit of dirty farming under the turret. He does have Chunju with not a whole lot of HP, and Chunju opting for that Kindle Gem first, interestingly enough. Now, what that's going to do is that it's going to, of course, give him that CDR, so he's going to have Stand United up faster, but he's not going to be as well situated to deal with a Renekton 1v1. Most Shen players, of course, getting that Giant's Belt or that Chain Vest first. This time, he's switching it up a little bit.
Yeah, and I feel like that fits the real theme that we've seen from Samsung Blue already, is just being very mobile, very willing and able to move around the map at a moment's notice. it fits their style. And when you've got a little bit of a lead like this, you know, why not?
Well, Emperor playing very aggressively again, trying to shove up right here. Deft been farming into turret constantly. You can see how far he's fallen behind because of it, about 20 CS.
Yeah, he's got that kill and the assist, though, so it's not quite as far behind as it looks, but Emperor at least putting some pressure on, and they need to do something. Blades needs to get some sort of edge in this game.
All right, well, Pawn going to make a play right here. However, there are excellent wards up there. Flame has been very cautious and very aggressive about his warding in both the river and Tri.
As he should be, yeah.
Trying to keep his advantage up there. He does have the CS lead over Chunju.
Yep. And so Ken, CJ, they're kind of forced into that position already almost of just trying to feed the flame. And they do it. They need a little bit more than that, though.
Yeah, Spirit with a very early Oracles right here. I mean, look at this. Double Doran's Blade, Boots of Mobility, and Oracles all pre-10 minutes.
Call it the Spirit build. This is what he loves to do if he gets a couple assists early on.
Yeah, it's reminiscent of Bengi, who's really the first Korean jungler to start playing with movement and vision so early on in the game.
And I'll admit, Bengi build rolls off the tongue a little bit nicer than Spirit build. We'll let him have that one.
Okay, well, Daydream's still here. He hasn't been able to find that angle as Lee Sin yet. He's
not yet.
Been frustrated by what's been going on in his lanes, not really able to make his presence known. And this is not how Daydream likes to juggle. He likes to be aggressive. He likes to be the one making the ganks, making the plays.
Now, Chunju's turret is really low right now, and so CJ might be able to get the stop here. There it is. They're going down in the bot lane. Valkyrie in onto Deft. He's going to get taken down. And now Chunju needs to back off a little bit. Emperor still doing damage. There's a Zyra ultimate getting the knockups onto the Samsung Blue players. So far, it's 1 for 2. Spirit and Sense coming down, though they want to get a little bit of revenge onto Daydream. There's the ultimate from Spirit. Daydream very low. Can Lost Boy do anything? Not with the death sentence. There's the kill. Riftwalk comes in from Ambition, but not quite able to finish off Spirit. I think he still has his passive, too. So
yeah, he does still have his passive.
Yeah.
He would have been all right there, but that was actually a good turnaround because CJ Blaze making a very aggressive play and making it work.
Yeah.
Chunju, again, he's not really that tanky yet. He is getting more items now.
He's got his giant spelt and his chain vest now. So.
Yes, he does. So this will be a big change for him, but he nearly got bursted out immediately.
Yeah.
And a great hook from Sense, able to secure that kill onto Daydream. Let's take a look at this again. So True Shot Barrage coming across, but that was actually a misplay right there by Deft. He pretty much just let Emperor open up on him with the Gatling gun and auto attacks. They committed far too much to Lust Boy. What should have happened is they should have chunked Lust Boy right there and then immediately switched targets onto the closer Corki. So that's just a misplay from Samsung Blue in terms of who you focus in the lane, but a great hook at the end of that one to secure the kill.
Yeah, really nice. Barely fit that past the Zyra plant, too. And you'll notice, ooh, Daydream. I don't think he wants to go in on that, but what I was going to say is that you'll notice good Zyras, if they're playing against a Thresh or a Blitzcrank, try to put plants up between their fleeing champions and the hooks that are coming in.
Well, Pawn
usually
now
works.
coming up again with that early Boots of Mobility, so just insane map presence right now once more from this Samsung Blue team. I'm really liking this new style of theirs. It's pretty fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. Deft with 2 pieces of his Trinity Force done so far, so even up more or less on items with Emperor. Emperor still slightly ahead, especially after getting those 2 kills.
Yeah, Ambition here has been able to farm up pretty well as Kassadin. So he's going to start being pretty dangerous.
Yeah, not bad. Oh, Spirit really wants this turret. Here comes Pawn as well. Pawn going with that Boots of Mobility build as well after the Brutalizer.
Yeah, they have to be careful. They can't just sit there and tank turrets. That's not what this composition does with these items.
Yeah,
of course, you're just going to eat damage from Ambition or anybody protecting a turret all day. It's all about making the plays through rotations right now for Samsung Blue, and Ambition may find himself with a blue steal.
That looks like he will get it, yeah. And, oh, wow, they actually take out Sense, getting a little bit caught there. CJ Blaze, a big cheer from the crowd. They are the fan favorites here right now. And Dragon is up, so CJ sets up a nice one for that. Dark Flight having to be used to get Spirit over the wall, but actually Ambition gonna chase Spirit very low. That Ignite ticking down. I'm sorry, not the Ignite.
Yeah, the
Oh no, it was Flames Ignite, never mind.
So now coming in, they have no way to secure this Dragon, and CJ Blaze will pull back into this one. That was just some good teamwork and coordination around the blue buff, because they foresaw that Sense was going to respond to that and managed to create a pick. So that also sets up a Dragon. So blue steal, kill, and a Dragon, a big win, and that's going to put him right back in the mix.
Yeah, I feel like we are seeing that veteran status come in. Let's
that
look at that catch
was
on
very
Sense.
good play by Lust Boy right there to
Oh,
read this. Already had the ward in the tri-brush, anticipating the movement, and just being there a tad earlier. Better coordination coming out of Blaze.
Yep. And so Samsung Blue getting a lead in the early game initially, but not quite able to snowball it as hard as they did in game number 1. CJ Blaze with a big chance here. They've more or less evened things up. They do actually have a turret even up on Samsung Blue right now.
Yeah, the other thing is Samsung Blue doesn't have a lot of turret damage either. So, but again, that's not what this competition is about. However, that's the danger, though, is that as long as CJ Blaze can win the rotation battle, they have a massive advantage in this game.
Right. 2v2 down the bot lane. Everything pretty even up there. Sense getting another level. Pawn has to back up a little bit in mid lane, it looks like.
Deft and Sense have to play this very cautiously because Deft doesn't have his completed Trinity Force yet. Therefore, his damage output significantly lower than Emperor's at the moment.
Yeah.
And Ambition getting pretty scary in the meantime.
Yeah, he's got that Seeker's arm guard on top of the tier.
Well, it's not like Kassadin needs items anyway, though.
Exactly. But still. Blue build Kassadin, I guess? I don't know.
Wow, Pawn actually going for a Megatron cloak here.
Huh.
That's a bit surprising to see this early on to the game. He's definitely very afraid of the potential damage coming out of Ambition.
Yeah, it's understandable. Pawn coming in on Ambition now. This does let him do a little bit more, and he more or less wins that one.
He's now pretty much immune to Ambition in lane. That's the advantage.
Yeah.
But it will hurt him in terms of his damage against everybody else. An expensive investment of 700 gold.
Daydream coming down to that bot lane, and here we go. Stand United coming in. Chunju trying to get in, gets kicked back by Daydream. Pawn chasing Emperor very, very well. There's a flash stun. Emperor in big trouble. They take him down. Lustboy going down in the back. Daydream trying to get away. A big fight for Samsung Blue so far.
Yeah, and Chunju now approaching. Daydream gets hit by Ignite for the double.
Yep, double kill for Chunju and Ambition, the last man standing aside from Flame, who's split pushing in the top lane. Looks like they're going to trade turrets here, possibly. No, never mind. That one's still a little bit of health. Well, he probably still could get it, though.
Yeah, they don't want to base race this, though. Flame playing a dangerous game right now. Chunju going back in order to stop him. They may be able to even up in terms of turrets, however.
Yeah, Ambition getting a little bit too close there and taking a slow from Spirit. Oh, man, Death Sentence. If that had connected, he would have been dead instantly. 2 turrets and 2 kills for Samsung Blue. They lost 1 turret in response.
Just such a good use, again, of Stand United and the pressure. The timing there was nearly perfect for Samsung Blue to come in as we watch the start of this fight right here. So Sense lands a hook on the Emperor, and then the Stand United immediately blows the Valkyrie early, and this allows Pawn with his mobility boots to get in there, pops his ult. He'll flash in for the stun and just finish him off with the Ignite. Moving on to Daydream, bouncing him back right there as well with the Flay. So just beautiful team coordination overall by Samsung Blue, and they've really made the most out of this Stand United.
Yeah. Emperor actually hitting the wall of the box right before he uses Valkyrie too, so the damage and the slow not helping him at all there. Suppose there wouldn't really be any time where that would help him out.
Not particularly, and look at that Spirit Visage done for Pawn right now. This is a really strange Riven build.
Feels the need to be pretty tanky.
Well, I think he knows that if he can just survive the initial burst coming out of Kassadin, then he'll have his base damage and his damage with the Brutalizer will be high enough in order to ride out the rest of the fight. He just has to make sure he lives through the 1 cooldown rotation that Ambition is probably going to target directly at him.
Well, with that Spirit Visage, he should be able to.
Oh, yeah, he definitely can now.
Yeah.
Especially because Ambition hasn't finished his Archangels yet. So he doesn't have a lot of AP, only 116 right now.
Ooh, Ambition in that brush. I think they know he's there, pretty sure. Sense coming in. There's a knockup on two of them. They're going in. Death Sentence does miss. Pawn getting back really, really fast. Gets kicked away by Daydream yet again. Zyra ultimate zones a little bit. Pawn back into the fight. Takes the Lantern out, though. There's the box. They're going to go in on Flame, who came in from behind. Sand United goes down. Emperor trying to focus people down. He does get Def. Flame in the back lines. Backs off. They get a kill. Good fight for CJ Blaze. Able to turn that one around after a rough start. Emperor just barely surviving.
Yeah, and that's the problem right there, is that there's not enough damage quite yet. Flame has managed to farm his way into a lot of items so far, and the Ninja Tabby really helping against what is effectively a double AD composition coming out of Samsung Blue.
Right.
And this is how CJ Blaze needs to play it. They have to get in a situation where they can 5v5, because they will just be one step behind naturally on their rotations with 2 boots of mobility. Let's check this out. Flame does a good job getting in the back lines, and Deft just getting caught out a little bit on the side right here. Ambition getting the slow down, and Pawn just simply not able to do any damage to this Reductant whatsoever. Doesn't have the items to do it at this point in time because of that Spirit Visage.
Yeah, everybody just wanting to put the damage on Deft there. Lustboy even flashing forward for a little bit himself during that fight. And who will get this next dragon?
Well, this is looking really good for CJ Blaze right here. Yeah. We do see Ambition finally finishing his Archangel staff.
Oh, the Q is in there from Lee Sin. Looks like they're going to maybe let this one go. They don't get Dragon.
They need Flame there because he's their tank, and otherwise they're just going to melt.
Very true. And now rotation back to midline. Ambition comes in, does a little bit of damage to Chunju. Two-shot barrage helps clear out some of those minion waves. Samsung Blue taking the pressure off their mid lane turret for a short time anyway. And Pawn, he keeps wanting to rotate down the bottom lane and turning around. Like, that's the third time he's gone halfway down river and changed his mind.
Well, he's going back again.
Yeah, he needs to. He needs to, and this is why Sense gets Spirit out just in time. But they're going to give away that red buff. Oh, actually, they caught Ambition. Oh, the Death Sentence barely misses from Sense. So close, and Ambition Rift walking over the wall, getting back to his turret. A little bit out of position with that red steal was CJ Blaze, and they're going to pay for it with this mid lane turret.
And are they going to come in from behind? We do see, Lustboy considering it, but he's just going to back off right there. They do have that ward in the river brush, so they wouldn't have been surprised by it anyway.
Yeah, Def taking some hits from the turret. A lot of damage coming in. Good poke from Ambition with that Q.
Well, both of these teams making very good decisions right now.
Yeah.
I like the red invade. I like the rushing mid as a response from Samsung Blue. They found themselves getting a turret for it, so very active, very aggressive play.
Yep. Oh, almost steals Blue at the same time.
This series is excellent League of Legends.
Yeah, this whole week has been really, really good game after really, really good game, and it's not ending today. And Pawn very low. They have to use the Stand United to keep him alive.
And the Flash. And as we've seen, Riven Flash and Stand United are the keys to this Riven usage by Samsung Blue. They need those abilities in order to make the plays.
Yeah, they're going to need to play it really carefully over the next few minutes or so while they wait for those to come back up again. A little bit of an edge for CJ Blaze. They've got kind of a little bit of a power play situation going on right now. We'll see if they can get any sort of advantage out of it.
Yeah, now Chunju's going to be forced to come with the group if they actually want to get any kind of kills right here. He has a mountain of money, already finishing his Spirit Visage 4-1-2, having fully half of his team's kills.
Maybe a few too many.
Well, everybody else was just getting burst down.
Yep.
Now, Samsung Blue has done a good job of controlling Ambition. Ambition has had a little bit of a slow start. In spite of his excellent farm this game, no kills so far.
Right.
So they've dodged that bullet, and that's the thing that really gets Casted rolling.
Right. Oh, Pawn getting jumped on 2v1, and can he get away? The shield burned through, gets kicked back into the minions, and Pawn not making it out of this one. Ambition claims his first kill.
And right as I say that, of course, we do see the Casted kills.
Yep. He wanted to make you proud,
in.
Monte Cristo. Whoa, Spirit really low under turret. Sense coming in as well. There's a nice shield. The knockup onto Daydream. Can they get it? Ultimate pop by Spirit. There's the box as well. Daydream very low. Ambition slowed quite a bit. They're going to disengage. Oh, nice snipe from Ambition. Not quite able to get Spirit. Actually, the passive pop. They're going to come in again. Lust Boy thinking about diving. Pops and plans. Ambition coming in. There's the kill. They helped Daydream pick that one up.
That was a really terrible use of ultimates under